like to have right now is for you, highly emotional, highly sensitive, grown boys and girls of society, to exit my channel as I speak to mature adult men and women on topics you get triggered on and are sensitive to. And with that being said, the title of this video is called "The Liberal is the Biggest Racist in the Room." As you all know, there have been countless of protests throughout all 50 states regarding certain races of immigrants that are here in America now and the rights that they deserve and the cruelty that they are getting and just downright deviant acts in which you see ICE and the police are supposedly doing to them. And who do you see right now making all these videos and crazy comments about how immigrants are getting mistreated, from the Latinos to the Afghanistan people to the Iranian people, Palestinian people, even some Chinese immigrants? Who do you see making all these poster boards about stop the racism, stop the hate, stop ICE and all this whatnot? Who do you see other than those people who are getting discriminated against? Who do you see? The biggest liberal of all liberals, that white girl and white boy out there protesting for other races who they don't care about. It's all a show. It's all an act. It's all a feel-good factor to make themselves feel, I guess, less guilty of the white privilege they receive here in America, which is completely false. Anyone can be privileged if you just come with common sense, speak well, have all your ducks in order when it comes to education and finance, and you can get ahead in life. Yes, there will be bumps and difficulties, but you can still push ahead and get where you're going in life. This white liberal will sit up and holler all day long, shame, 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 towards these police, towards the ICE agents, most who are white and Latino. And you will see them making these crazy slurs at these officials. But who can beat them? Who can beat them? These dirty liberals on saying the most deviant and acting on the most deviant and saying the most racist things towards all these people they are sticking up for. Now, YouTube, don't get upset what I'm about to say, because I'm just repeating what I have heard these white liberals, as well as other races of people who are out there protesting for immigrants, say. I've heard whites, the white girl being the main one, with the white boy following, like he always do. I've heard them call black people black niggers. I've heard them talk about mixed people, calling them mixed nigger mutts. Biracials, mixed half-breed nigger mutts. They don't know the difference. Some of them do, but some of them don't. I've heard them call Chinese, go back to Asia, you yellow Oriental. They have talked about Latinos, calling them wetbacks, calling them spics, talking about Indians, calling them shitface, brownface. You heard them holler all this stuff about calling people mud ducks. You hear them saying all this racist stuff, and people catch them on camera or capture them on camera making these racist slurs. But these are the same individuals who will say, we're all God's children. We're all God's people. Stop the hate. Stop the racism. But these are the same individuals who want every race to fit that stereotypical, quintessential image in which they love, because they see the world through rose-colored glasses. You have these Asians, you have these Afghanis, these Iranians, who say, stop the hate, stop the racism towards us. but they're racist towards mixed men and women, blacks, biracial people, particularly those who are black and white. You hear them saying all this crazy stuff towards people like us. But when somebody is saying something crazy towards them, they want the whole world to stop and stick up for them. And that white liberal is the main one who's on the forefront of trying to share and act on righteousness. This white grown girl and this white grown boy. They act on this stupidity all the time. And most of you fall for it because you say, how can she be racist when she's out here helping us? You don't know what she says behind closed doors. You don't know what he says behind closed doors. These are the same individuals. These white liberals, these Asian liberals, these Latino liberals who will sit up, particularly the females, who will sit up and say all this crazy stuff and towards these ICE agents and towards these police and sheriff officers, right? And they may have a black boyfriend or husband or someone who's maybe mixed or biracial. And when they get good and mad and ready, they'll call you dark-skinned nigger, or they'll say you light-skinned nigger, or you light-skinned nigger mutt, or you biracial nigger mutt. They'll say all this crazy stuff. I've heard them say this. And you idiots, you boys, are the main ones who will sit up and sit right there next to her, as well as that white liberal boy, and have those posters talking about stop the racism, stop the hate, when they are in fact 100%, 99.9%, be generous, right? Give them that little 1%. You know, they always say, I don't have a racist bone in my body. Those are the main ones who are racist. For those men and women who have common sense, I'm telling you, do not participate in any of this nonsense because it doesn't benefit you not one bit. It doesn't. All you're going to do is stress yourself out, give yourself heartache, give yourself worry, and make yourself paranoid of the situation that's at hand right now with all this protesting against immigration and all this crazy ICE and the police and stuff like that. If you have nothing to do with it, then you shouldn't be involved with it. You have people out there. You have people out there just out and about. Don't care what the cause is about. Don't care what's going on. They just out there, particularly these females, again, because it reverts right back to them. They're the ones who cause the chaos and the mayhem when stuff starts to happen in these riots. They are the ones who start yelping, yelling. When you hear yelping and yelling, that's going to make people act up and act a certain way. The brain can't sometimes comprehend that type of nonsense that's being heard. So when the brain, that function makes people react in a crazy momentum, I got to hurt somebody, I got to do something right now kind of way. And people don't understand that. Only real individuals understand this nonsense that's being acted on when they are protesting. Do not protest. It doesn't benefit you. Again, I made a video back in the day. All this crazy protesting. You will lose your certification. You will lose your license. You will lose anything that has benefited you in your career, in your salary. Don't get involved whatsoever because you're not white. You can, for those who are white, they can act up and say all kind of racist slurs and get away with it and get arrested. Nothing won't get erased from their professional education file. But for those who are non-white, all your stuff that you worked hard for the past 4 to 6 years will get wiped. You need to understand you are not Caucasian and you don't need to participate. Those people who are having those problems, that's their problem. They need to figure that out on their own. You don't need to help them. And that's the truth. You may feel that this is a bad message, but it's not. It's a logical message. Again, you'll see whites, Asians, Latinos out there protesting towards their own race, the Asians and Latinos, the Indians, about how they're being discriminated, but yet they discriminate other races of people, particularly those who are mixed, those who are biracial, and of course black people. And we're not talking about the ghetto low class, low value blacks. We're talking about ones who are actually conservative. Yes, there are conservative black men and women. We're not talking about the lowlifes. We're talking about the conservative blacks. We're talking about the conservative mixed men and women, the conservative biracial men and women. They discriminate against those three people or those three group of individuals. They say all the racist slurs there are. Again, YouTube, no one is saying anything. I'm not calling anybody out their name. But for someone to call me out my name and get away with it on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, but the moment I say something, somebody's reporting me. Either a non-black person or a jealous, low-life xenomorph, which you know is a ghetto low-life black person. But then I know some of you biracials are doing the same thing, and you know who you are. You know who you are who make those comments towards me and report my channel because I'm saying things that you're afraid to say. This is how you're afraid to say about this whole liberation of liberals going out there on a spree saying every racist slur there is towards these ICE agents and these police. And you condone that behavior. But when they're coming at you for force, you get scared and you buckle and you get spineless and you don't say nothing to them. Why you gotta say that to me for? I have a mixture of white in me too. That's what you say. They don't care about that. These are liberals. Liberals are the dirty, racist, low-key individuals in the room, in the crowd. They love when you fit that stereotypical image in which they love because they want you to stay stuck in a state of arrested development while they prosper. And you guys fall for it, hook, line, and sink. So I'm here to tell you this short, brief video that the liberal is in fact the biggest racist in the room. You guys all been fooled and bamboozled about the conservative. Yeah, we know that there are some conservatives who have a bias and who are prejudiced towards certain people. But some of them want their own way of living and they want to be involved in their own community. And when it comes to companionship, when it comes to just relations in general. And you guys want to be part of that and they just don't want you part of that. Just get over it. But you have the conservatives who proclaim, you have liberals who proclaim that they're conservatives, but they're nothing but dirty liberals. And most of them are, in fact, white girls and boys. And this is the way they act all the time. They put on this grand image of them being conservatives, but in reality, they're nothing but low-class, dirty liberals who want free shit. That sounds like a dirty liberal to me. Who wants free access to food, who want free access to things of entertainment, material things. They want everything handed to them without working hard for it. These are the same individuals who want to work about maybe 20 hours a week and get paid $40 to $50 an hour. That's the mindset of some of these dirty liberals. They want everything for free and they want to work less. And they want to be able to go out there and say what they want to say, saying all these crazy stuff about people. But these people are racist. These people are Nazis, says the racist. Be careful being around these type of individuals right here. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can easily unsubscribe. Because I'm not here to entertain you. If you want to be entertained, you want to hear the constant talk of these xenomorphs, which I will get back on, you need to go to that channel or those 3 channels in which you cope with to make yourself feel good. And that's all I got to say.